Well, hello to all our Carey kids and Happy New Year. I hope you'll be looking forward to what we will be learning from God's Word this year. So, if you haven't already, get your ready to learn caps on. Ta-da! And we'll see what's in store. For the next 4 weeks, we'll be learning from the book of 1 Samuel in the Old Testament, and today's lesson is from chapters 1 and 2. In there we meet a woman called Hannah. But Hannah was a very sad woman. All she wanted was to have a baby of her own. Things were made worse by the fact that her husband, Elkanah, also had another wife who had children, which made for a very difficult situation. Now it's important to note that God only wants a man to have one wife, but occasionally he would allow, under special circumstances in the Old Testament, for a man to have 2 wives, in order that his will be done. But it was never meant to be that way, which is one reason why there were so many tensions in Hannah's family. And Elkanah felt sorry for Hannah and showed more affection towards her than his other wife, Peninnah. Well, this made Peninnah jealous, and so she taunted Hannah over the fact that she couldn't have children. What an awful thing to do. And of course that brought Hannah even into more deeper misery. Every year Hannah, her husband and family went on a journey with lots of God's people so they could worship God at a special place. Now once, when everyone was eating a meal together, Hannah felt just too sad to eat. She moved away from everyone else and began to pour out her heart to God about her sadness. Hannah prayed quietly in her heart and said, "O Lord Almighty, if you will only look upon your servant's misery and remember me, and not forget your servant, but give her a son, then I will give him to the Lord for all the days of his life." Eli, who was the priest serving in the temple at that time, watched Hannah. He saw her lips moving, but she made no sound, and at first he thought that she may be drunk. Well, when Eli approached Hannah with his concerns, Hannah was quick to correct his assumptions. "Not so, my Lord. I have been praying here out of my great anguish and grief." Eli was understanding and asked that God may give her what she had asked for. Well, this made Hannah feel a bit better, and she was able to eat. We learn something very important from this. We're encouraged to bring to God those things which are very heavy on our hearts. And if we're genuine and honest with God, not asking him things that we know are clearly wrong, but seem right, then we can be confident that God will answer our prayers one way or another and in his own time. That's what Hannah did. And after that, she no longer worried about it, but simply left it with God. Well, eventually Hannah and her husband travelled home. What do you think happened to Hannah a year later? What was Hannah's prayer again? Yes, she wanted a baby. And a year later, that's exactly what happened. she had a baby boy. Amazing. And she called him Samuel, because the name Samuel means heard by God. Now, do you remember what else Hannah prayed for about this baby? She had promised to devote him to God to serve all the days of his life. Would she be able to keep her promise? Absolutely. She was so grateful to God for giving her a son that when he was old enough, she took him back to serve under the priest Eli. Now, it might not seem much to us, but Hannah was able to see and visit Samuel once a year to bring him new clothes and, I'm sure, enjoy hearing about his life so far. Are you all ready to learn Cap still on? Good. So, Hannah prayed to God and he answered her prayer. Hannah made a promise to God and she kept it. We can see that God hears and answers prayers. And it's important to remember that he always has a good reason for his answer. He may say yes to your prayers. He may say no to your prayers. Or he may say, wait. Whatever the answer, we can trust God to do what is right 100%. Has God answered a prayer that you made to him recently? Well, if so, make sure you thank him. Are you still waiting for an answer to prayer? Then don't give up and instead be like Hannah, patiently waiting, leaving your request with God to answer in his time. Well, that's the end of our lesson today. Use it well, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.